Basically, thank you. That's a fine skyboard. This was basically born out of the fact that I know Dave especially was getting a lot of inquiries from schools about they wanted to launch something in space, they wanted something for kids to do with Raspberry Pi, get images and everything, but they didn't have the time to sit there and develop the board themselves or all the code, and they wanted something they could buy off the shelf. Which is to say, is probably not this is not probably the correct market for this particular product. Everybody here, in fact, one or two people. But we just thought we'd explain a few things on how the board works and what design decisions and which you potentially take into your own designs. It's basically just an add-on board for the Raspberry Pi Model A. It does work with Model B, but your batteries will literally last 50% less. So if you do decide to get one of these, use a Model A.
70 less.
Is it? Oh, there you go, it's that bad. So basically what we've got on it, okay, well, you've got your U-Box GPS module, so it comes as no surprise to anybody who's been doing HAB. We've actually got on there a book converter, because the onboard regulator on all the Raspberry Pis is absolutely useless. In fact, if you plug this board with our add-on board into a USB, it will actually brown out when it transmits and it will reset the Pi, because the Raspberry Pi onboard regulator cannot supply the current needed to power the board and to power this as well. So we've put a much more efficient book regulator on, which gives about 12 hours runtime off a set of 4 AA batteries, which should be enough for a flight. We didn't intend this thing to go floating. We'll leave that to Leo. It basically runs an active antenna. We decided not to go with a patch antenna, a passive one, because I know schools like sticking cameras and stuff next to the GPS module. And we all know what the cheap Chinese cameras do to GPS modules. Very effective GPS jammers. On the other side, which you can't see, is the NTX2B from Radiometrics. That's actually frequency agile now, because we modified that ourselves, and you can pick whatever frequency you want within the license exempt band. It's also got a TCXO in it, so it's nice and stable. It doesn't drift much on the temperature, so that we put that on there. And then just basically a temperature sensor and something to read voltages in and report them back, i.e. battery voltage and whatever else you decide you want the sensor to read. Was it an I2C as well? It's an I2. We've broken out the I2C, haven't we?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So it's a basic board with very little on it that schools and other people who are interested can take, plug on. The software's all open source, which Dave is going to go through shortly. And it will basically, you can add stuff to it if you wish. Like I say, we know one person's put a pressure sensor on it already. Oh, you? I thought it was somebody else. I thought it was stuff or something.
There was something.
Yeah, okay, fair. So, what the big difference between this and your normal tracker boards and stuff like the other product to sell, which is the Arduino, which is on the table out there, you've actually got the Raspberry Pi camera, which is actually a very cheap and very high quality camera. I think it does full HD, doesn't it? Yeah. So we've levered that basically, and with Dave's code and with Phil Heron's code, with the SSDV code, you can actually transmit pictures live down from your balloon. Okay, they're not a particular high resolution because they're only coming down at 300 baud. If you do get one of these, please resist the temptation to go in and change the settings on the picture to something daft like, was it 640 by?
800 by something.
Yeah, we got somebody who launched a balloon last couple of weeks ago, and we spent half the flight downloading pictures of a lady's floral dress because it was just such a big picture, and there was just somebody in front of the camera just before it took off, and I think it actually burst before we actually started getting in. So keep the image size low, and the quality. The image does come back, and it will be all right. But what it also does, it stores the images on the actual SD card, so you go get it back, and you've got all your pictures as well. So it doesn't weigh a lot, and you can stick anything else, your little school experiments and stuff around it. And we have got quite a lot of interest from the STEM market for this, because it's basically opened up the Raspberry Pi to, it's quite interesting. I know, it gives people. The picture of space, let's call it space, I know it's not space, but it seems to, people seem to like that, and it just encourages people to go and look at things a bit further. So that's basically why we've developed the board. What I'll do is I'll pass you out to Dave, who's going to show you the circuits and how it
Yeah,
works.
that's a good question.
Yeah.
You're using big metal screws there on your PCB. Put it into the camera
Yes.
again.
Right, we have a problem.
You're shorting out your traces there with your big metal screws if you type them too fast.
No, well, yeah.
Can't see it.
I've put pads around it.
Flip it. Oh,
Very flat.
Yeah.
rotate it. There we go.
Yeah. Right.
Metal screws.
Yes, aware of it. It will be a problem in the next version. The reason they overlap is because they're M3 screws and it should actually be M2.5. So if you do buy a kit and you find they're a little bit tight, then my apologies. They do go in, you just got to push them. But basically, yeah, it's the next version. I've actually put metal pads around there. I can't get nylon spacers for it. I've tried. I can get metal spacers. They're not cheap either.
Try nylon machine screws instead of metal.
Yeah. The next run I'll probably look into a bit further and see, because it was a bit of a rush job before. You know, we got all this working and we thought, oh, it flaps around a bit. Because as you know, the Raspberry Pi, the whole design of the thing is just ridiculous. I mean, look at the shape of the PCB to make it fit. I mean, it's stupid. It's all notched and so it fits the Raspberry Pi Model B. In fact, the new one's not much better because I've actually designed a version of this to work with the Pi, the B Plus. Now, I'm not selling it until the A Plus is out because I don't recommend people launch these things without on a Model B. But I've had to put a notch for the camera and I've also put a notch for the display. So the boards, it's not much, it's about the same. But right, any more questions on this? Pass you across to Dave just to. You can ask questions at the end anyway. So.
B class is like that with the four holes. You could guess what an A plus might look like. We never that.
We haven't had that confirmed.
We haven't had that. So those of you who have done AVRs or PICs and doing the RTTY timing, you know that the data line on the NTX2 has to waggle at exact millisecond intervals to get the data through. And the Pi is not going to do that because it's not a real-time operating system. Not if you run Linux on it, and if you don't run Linux on there, you can't use the camera, so there's no point. So what we do to get the data through is use the RSCP2 or the serial TX line. So the data from there just goes straight through to the NTX2B. So if you want 50 baud, you just set the UART to 50 baud. So we've run up to 600 and that's been fine. We're probably trying 1200 for see how that goes. And that's the standard potentially divided circuit for the NTX2. This is the B version, so we can set the frequency. But to do that, you need to send a serial command to this enable pin on the NTX2B. So how do you do that with one transmit line? So what we do is when we're sending data through to this way, we open circuit, set that to an input. So that pin there does nothing. So the data goes through and then you can program the frequency. But then the rest of the time, that's wrong. That's wrong, there's a resistor missing anyway. So basically we short circuit this to ground. So yeah, that should be over there. Then this is, I think it's low for, no, it's high for name, doesn't it, this one. So normal operation that goes high, and then the data just comes out here and doesn't get seen by this bit. The other thing is the U-blocks, GPS. We have a serial port on that, but we can't use serial because we're using serial for the NTX2B. So it has an I2C interface, which we'd love to use on the I2C on the Pi, but the Pi I2C doesn't actually work properly. There's a thing called clock stretcher, which is basically where if the slave device, the U-blocks, needs to wait for a certain period, then it holds the clock low for a certain period, and it does that at arbitrary times. It'll do exactly when it feels like it. And the Pi hardware, the BCM chip, will only allow this to happen at certain points in the I2C cycle. So the effect of which is you read an NVMe stream from the U-blocks and characters will be missing from it. It's just not that good. So here this I2C is bit banged. It's done in software, which amazingly works reasonably well. It's a bit of a CPU hog But there are tricks in there, like if you receive one sentence, then you delay for a bit because you don't need another sentence straight away. So that probably accounts for 7% CPU and the rest of it, another percent, stuff like that. But it works absolutely fine. I think I've flown about 12 flights with that plan, not just this board. It's been absolutely fine.
How do you get the timing right?
Well, there's no time you fly split C. It's just the state of the two lines. Okay. Otherwise it would be a problem. Display staff. Okay. Right, so we have a website where you can see support. So I'll click on that. If you want to buy a board, there's a link from here to Anthony's website, his Hab Supplies site you can buy from. And we have two options for getting the software installed on the Pi. One is you just download an SD card image, which we build. If you're terminally lazy, that's probably a good option, but otherwise it's best not to. The SD card will only be updated fairly rarely online. The build your own image option will download the latest software from GitHub during the process. So that's what we're going to go through now. I'll just quickly mention there's configuration data on the SD card as well, which is held in the FAT16 partition on the SD card. So you can edit the configuration file, which determines what baud rate you're running at, what frequency you're set to, payload ID, all of those things. So you can edit those from a PC, so you actually never need to boot the Pi apart from to fly if you want. So to get it running, all you actually need to do is download the SD image, set your payload ID, and log it up and then boom. Job jobbed. Or if you're really lazy, don't change the ID like one of Anthony's. Okay, so we're going to do the build your own image. Okay, so you start. I always use Raspbian. I've no idea if any of the other distributions of Linux work. I'm sure they'll fine, but everyone else uses it. It's fine. I do recommend you do an update and upgrade on the operating system to get the latest. I've never found any difference between any of the operating systems since I've been using the Pi that would make a difference to the flight, but it's worth doing anyway. Sudo raspi config is used to, when you start with an image, it will just take a small part of your SD card, it won't take the whole thing. So you need to repartition. If you've got an 8 gig card and you're planning on taking lots of photographs and filling it up, and then you find out at the end of the flight the partition was 2 gig and it filled with photos after half an hour, that would be embarrassing. So run that to expand it. And if the Pi's on a network like this, I suggest you change the password. I have, otherwise I've probably been hacked by now by the group. Okay, so the first thing is the serial port. The serial port's used by the operating system to send kernel debug messages out, and also it puts a terminal, login terminal on that serial port, both of which would stop us using the ports for sending data. So the first thing we need to do is to edit this file. So I'll just cut and paste that. And I have, this is on my laptop, and I've got, this is an SSH login to the Pi, which is over there. Okay? So you understand what's going on. This screen you're seeing is not that screen. Let's quit that one. So all I need to do, there. And you can see this here, console equals TTY AMA. TTY AMA 0 is the device name of the serial port. So we need to stop that happening. So just delete those. Just like that. Don't do anymore. This is VI, which I know from years ago. You can use Nano, that's the popular editor. And save that. First step. The serial port is still in use right now until we reboot. So we'll reboot in a short while. So next step. This is the login, so further down. This file here contains a list of, it's called Getty process, which doesn't log in and gives you a prompt. So You don't need to take copies, by the way, of this stuff. It's online, so that's where I'm getting it from right now. Right. Go to that. Go to the end. So this bit here is spawning a thing called Getty on the seal ball. So just go to that line. Or comment it out as well. Okay, that's good. It suggests here to do a reboot. So we're going to do that. It actually suggests in the instructions to halt and plug the pipe board in. It's plugged in right now. So yeah, I'm sure he did. You got these? Yeah. Can you actually get them? While we're waiting for that, that's a long cable for the Pi camera, which is quite handy to stretch from where the Pi is in your payload to the outside world. It's also quite a good area for transmitting noise into your GPS. So, Anthony mentioned earlier about having cheap cameras near the GPS. This counts for that. It's the same problem. I don't know if you saw the teddy bear one I did, the Felix Baumgartner jump thing. The aerial was a chipped antenna in his ear, and the camera was in his eye. And when the camera switched to video mode for the jump, the GPS got working. So, still pictures were fine, but the video didn't work. So embarrassingly, we lost the altitude at which he jumped because he stopped that. No, I think if you unplug that one, and I'll just turn this off and on. And yeah. Yeah. Coming? Yeah. Yeah. We want to do our cable stream. One, 9, 2, 1, 6, 8 or something? Sorry?
1.105.
Cool. Same as before then. Which I've forgotten. Right. Remember the password that I set half an hour ago.
Which you can't.
Panic. Start again. Cool. Okay, what's the next bit? Right. So I mentioned earlier that there's some I/O going on. So we need, as well as have access to the seal port, which we've just enabled, we need access to this I/O pin. There's also an output that turns the U-blocks on and off, actually cuts the power to it. And there's some other stuff which I've forgotten. So there's a really good I/O library called Wiring Pi. So we're just going to install that. Ooh! Anthony, can you get my power supply for this? It should be obvious. So all that's done is grab that for, oh no, you didn't see it. So I just did a git clone to grab the Wiring Pi software, and then we'll just change to there. Search field. compile. So all of the code we're installing, we're building from source as we do it, so we get the latest. I think this is slow. It's a good job we didn't do the pseudo update. We just got started. While that's running, the next step is SSDV. So it's just the same sort of process. SSDV was written by Phil. He's 2 boards with this stuff. No, he's in the other book. So I'll explain what SSDV does while we're waiting for that. So if you were to take an image from the Raspberry Pi camera or any other camera and just send it down, JPEG is not resilient. So if you send a JPEG down and you miss a section in the middle, you're quite likely to lose the whole image. So what SSDV does, it takes a JPEG file, cuts it into little sections, which are kind of mini JPEGs, but without headers, so they're tiny little sections. 256 bytes each, and then sends them one after another one. So if you lose one of these little 256 byte packets, you only lose that little section of the image. If you've ever watched one of these flights with the images coming, you just get little rectangles come along, and if there's one missing, you'll just get one missing. If it's in the black sky, you won't even notice probably. So we'll just grab SSDV, and all that. So SSDV, basically you file a JPEG out of it, into it, and out of the other side comes another file which you can then send down in 256 byte chunks. So if you write this code yourself, all you need to do is run SSDV, take an image, run SSDV to convert to another image, bind the SSDV version of it, read 256 bytes, send them, read 256 bytes, send them, and go on. And that's essentially what the tracking software does. Okay, so the next bit is to grab the Pi software, which you're welcome to edit, comment on, improve, debug. This has flown, I think, it's flown at least twice, I've forgotten. So I think the Pi board, this board has flown 4 or 5 times, something like that. And the software itself a couple of times, I think. Cool. Right, so we should be able to run now.
Need to open first then.
Yeah, probably open that. I was staring at that thinking what I missed. Right, if you look at these module names here, so there's a GPS source code file which just talks to the U-Box GPS. DS18V20, there's an onboard temperature sensor. You can add extra temperature sensors on a chain if you want, so you can add as many, 255 or something of them if you want to, but you could add one more for external temperature. LED, just to flash the 2 pretty flashing lights. There's another one, I can't see it. Right. What that script also does, it installs a startup file, like an auto-exec on DOS, so that when the Pi reboots, it will automatically start the tracker software, which is quite important. You don't want to have to go, SSH into your payload and start the thing manually every time you start up. So. So if you haven't, stop that there. So I've just started the program up. It would have been transmitting just then. The payload ID is PySky. That's just the default. There is a payload document on Habitat for that. So it should just, once you get GPS lock, that will appear on the map. I'll go through some of these parameters. This is a good one. If you're using a monitor, I've got the Pi connected to the monitor earlier, and I booted up a pre-made SD card, and of course the monitor turned off because my script here turns the monitor output off to say 20 milliamps, gives you another half hour one time or something. Not what you want for development. Camera is enabled. This bit here, Anthony mentioned earlier about this last flight a few weeks ago for my school. This software is set so that at low altitudes it takes small images, and at higher altitudes, above 2,000 meters, this is set to, it takes large images. The point being, no one wants to see the images on the ground. They're just people's floral dresses and stuff. So the idea is it takes small images. Once it gets airborne, then it starts taking larger ones. I will make a change, which is once it recognises it's airborne, it needs to stop sending the one from the ground because it's useless now, and then take an image and then start sending that. Next parameter here is it sends one telemetry packet every 6 image packets. So once it's airborne again, it will send 6 256-byte sections of the image, and then send one telemetry packet with the GPS location, and then go back. So that's a ratio that's trying to get lots of image data down. When it goes down below 2,000 meters, it switches back to 1-to-1. So it's then sending a lot more telemetry, which is what you want. When it's landing, you want the lowest possible point you can, so you can go and recover it. So there's also, I'll show you the other parameters as well. They're all held in this little file here. So you can see there baud rate, frequency you can set. So that just sends that command to the NTX2B to set the frequency for you. So if I run this, do you want to set up? You want to do the
It's possible running.
Okay.
There's one still running outside of this at the table, so.
Okay. Come on, get on.
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm not doing all of it. So, yes, so Blue Peter style, that's one we prepared earlier, which is outside.